And it's not like,
I,
we have very high goals. We have short goals also. We celebrate all our short goals.
Yes.
बट जो एक
mm-hmm.
अंदर की शांति होती है ना, वो शांति तभी आएगी जब ये हमारे बड़ा वाला गोल मिल जाएगा. बट अदरवाइज वी आर वेरी दिस थिंग, वी सेलिब्रेट एवरी स्मॉल माइलस्टोन वी मीट एज वेल.
हमने 10
Right, right.
We just need a reason to party.
यस
तो
यस
फिर
यस, तो हमारे 10 ब्राउज़र पे भी हुई थी, 15 पे भी हुई थी.
Absolutely.
Hi, hello, namaste to all my listeners. I'm your host, Sarthak Varshney, and I welcome you all to the Balls of Steel show, where you get an insight into the business mindset of the entrepreneurs. Dhandho Ni Soch. Our today's guest is Sanya, Goel, and Mayank Agarwal. Hi, guys, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
ग्रेट साथ
I'm
है.
good, I'm good. I'm good, Mayank. Thank you. So, how's the things coming around? Unlock coming around for you guys?
It's pretty good. Our startup is gaining some traction now. That
Right.
all this COVID, time you call someone, they say बाहर जाना तभी जब necessary हो. So another benefit of us also. So we are the delivery company, so gets a little more traction.
Perfectly understandable. Nice. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. So, Sanya and Mayank, what is the business that you are doing because of which we're gonna say that you've got the balls of steel?
We are into door delivery of diesel, and we
Okay.
started with our loyalty program that
Mm-hmm.
enabled us to partner with retail outlets all over India. And whoever used to go on to our retail outlets, like the channel partners, we used to give them loyalty programs. And in the
Mm-hmm.
end, those customers would be able to redeem those points for any gifts, as in like any, you will reach to a point worth for a car, a gold coin, or a washing machine, TV, etc., whatever you could redeem that for. And then we went
Okay.
on to door delivery of diesel, where we
Mm-hmm.
can deliver diesel to static and heavy equipment and machinery.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also went into Bowser fabrication, where we fabricate Bowsers for dealers who want to get into door delivery of diesel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. And we're also about to
Okay.
get into
Okay.
the B2C segment, where we will be delivering jerry cans, that is the 20-liter can to the customer.
Okay. So you call it a jerry can,
Yes,
or is it called a jerry can?
I think it's
It is
called a
called
jerry
a
can.
jerrycan. The military guys use it, right? The 20-liter can for keeping diesel, specifically made for
Right.
diesel.
Oh, that's a cute name, I would say. I mean, I didn't know that there's something called a jerry can in the diesel industry. I'm actually reminded of the Tom and Jerry ka
Je-
Chotu sa Jerry right now.
Maybe you could associate it with that also, because this is also small. So that's why you can say a jerry can.
Definitely, I will say that. I definitely say that. Okay, so guys, sounds quite interesting to me and a very different startup, I would say. So let's dive deeper into this and tell me from the very starting point to the current point at which you are. Tell me the complete journey in detail.
So, सार्थक हम लोग ना वी आर पार्ट ऑफ अ फैमिली जो रिटेल आउटलेट बिजनेस में ना इज लॉन्ग सिंस बीन अ पार्ट ऑफ द पेट्रोल पंप बिजनेस. तो मी
Okay.
एंड सानिया वी आर बोथ मैनेजमेंट ग्रेजुएट्स, तो जो रिटेलिंग didn't interest us so much. मतलब उसमें क्या क्या होता था कि people used to come to our outlet take fuel. So lack of innovation, कुछ करने को ज़्यादा ना मतलब लगता नहीं था कि थोड़ी पढ़ाई कर ली ना तो दिमाग थोड़ा खराब हो गया कि करें क्या. So we
Right.
started. First of all ना मतलब हमने ये देखा what we analyzed was कि ना there is a portion of people जिनको ना एक retail outlet owner neglect करता है, and that portion is
Okay.
considerable. You consider the sale, मतलब अगर we are selling 100 liters, so for
Hmm.
50 or 60 liters we know who is purchasing, so we are in touch with them. But the remaining
Right.
50 liters का जो purchase करता ना, we didn't know कि who was coming to our outlet, उसने खरीदा चला गया. एंड अगर उसके साथ कोई बदमाशी हुई, कोई बदतमीजी हुई, किसी स्टाफ ने कुछ किया, तो वी कुडंट पिन पॉइंट दैट. एंड एक बार अगर रेपुटेशन खराब हो जाती है ना तो वो दोबारा नहीं आता. सो
Right.
वी डिड वाज वी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड अ लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम. उसके अंदर व्हाट वी डिड
Mm-hmm.
कि एक सबके ना कार्ड बना दिए, तो whoever used to purchase डीजल वो ना हमारे
Mm-hmm.
टेक्नोलॉजी के प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ गया. सो हम दोनों का ये था कि टेक टेक रहेंगे ना तो वी कैन ऑलवेज फाइंड आउट कि कहाँ पे गलती हुई है. मतलब अर्लियर तो क्या
Hmm.
होता था, फोन होते थे या गत्ता कॉपी के कार्ड बना के देते थे, बट नाउ
Mm-hmm.
टेक्नोलॉजी हमारी लाइफ में कितनी important and how it progresses, we all are perfectly aware. So इससे ना
Right.
it helped a lot. मतलब all the retail outlets that हमने loyalty program शुरू किया, their sales
Mm-hmm.
are the highest. मतलब उनकी cash sales जो हैं are highest among their trading areas. तो क्या होता
Right.
था कि नया कस्टमर भी आता था एंड पुराना वाला भी they were able to retain. So we started
Right.
that, and then the service portion in the retailing industry, na, we found that a niche. So as soon as the ministry allowed this diesel door delivery stuff, we jumped right in. तो हमने ऐप वगैरह बना दिया. एंड गोइंग फॉरवर्ड आई फील कि हम लोग B2C को अभी ज़्यादा केटर करते हैं, बट विल बी गोइंग टू
Mm-hmm.
B2C. उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा बिकॉज कस्टमर्स को जो छोटे कस्टमर्स होते हैं ना उनको सर्विस मिले तो जो स्मॉल वॉल्यूम पैकेट्स
खुश
है
होते हैं. हाँ.
खुश होता है, राइट. तो
Right.
माइलेज भी ज़्यादा उन्हीं से ही मिलेगी. तो
Hmm.
एंड
Mm-hmm.
ऑब्वियसली दे आर मोर डिफिकल्ट टू गेट टू, क्योंकि
Mm-hmm.
डीजल का जो प्रोडक्ट है ना, इट इज मार्जिन आर वेरी फिक्स्ड एंड वेरी लो. मतलब 2-3%
Mm-hmm.
के मार्जिन पे हैविंग टू डू ऑल दैट सप्लाई, जो सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट को ट्रैक करना, उसको एज मिनिमम एज पॉसिबल पे उनको पहुंचाना. सो दैट इज द
Mm-hmm.
चैलेंज, बट यस वी आर डूइंग दैट. सो
पर भैया छोटे
Oh.
कस्टमर्स ना इजियर टू मैनेज भी होते हैं, इनमें इतना ड्रामा नहीं होता. बड़े कस्टमर्स तो हमारे से सब ले भी जाते हैं और खुश भी नहीं होते और कंप्लेन और करते हैं हमारी.
हाँ, एक्चुअली राइट इन दैट पार्ट. वो उनको डिस्काउंट भी चाहिए, उनको क्रेडिट भी
सब
चाहिए.
कुछ
एंड
चाहिए
जो
उनको और फिर भी नहीं खुश
हाँ,
होंगे.
हाँ, और धमकी आप दे रहे हो तो दो, नहीं तो दूसरा दे देगा.
हाँ.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay. So, I mean, I would still say that this journey is quite small, but I don't do small talks here. I go deep into the mindset and how the business and everything started. So, let's start from the beginning part. And since you already told us that your family has been into this business and you already have retail outlets and petrol pumps in the family side, so first of all, I want to know more about the your both mindset. And since you both are like cousins, if I'm not wrong to say that,
Yes, yes.
right? So since you both are cousins and belong to the same family, so uh, what was your mindset since the initial ages कि family में business है तो आप लोग भी करोगे, or you had some other ideas in mind, and how did that rub off into you? What was the mindset from the early ages? What did you learn from your parents, and when you would see them do the business and everything? So let's go back to the roots and a very early point first of all.
So I never imagined, never dreamt, never thought that I would in the end up selling diesel out of everything on this planet. I am a very creative person, hell
Okay.
bent on very design oriented and how perfection comes into place. And so selling diesel or being a part of the family
Mm-hmm.
business was never in my plan, like never. And even when I did my post
Okay.
graduation, I did my master's in innovation and entrepreneurship. And my dissertation was all about opening a restaurant, a salad eating healthy restaurant. And I did all my research on
Mm-hmm.
that. And I was all, excited to come back and open a restaurant. But I don't know, it was in my destiny or my luck
Okay.
or what it was. I ended up going to the petrol pump and within a year I was absolutely frustrated. I never thought that I've not studied this much for this, that बस पेट्रोल पंप पे जाओ देखो सब ठीक चल रहा है, ये वो सब हो रहा है. मैंने कहा मेरे तो बस
Mm-hmm.
की है नहीं, आइदर मैं कुछ ना करूं या ये तो मैं कर ही नहीं सकती. So me and Bhaiya came
Right.
up and now let's hear his part of story and then we'll tell you that how we started this.
Sure.
सार्थक, मेरा तो ना बड़ा अनडायरेक्शनल था. नॉट सो मच
Okay.
मोटिवेटेड टू वर्क. तो माय होल जर्नी फ्रॉम ग्रेजुएशन टू पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन वाज लाइक कि देखते हैं कल क्या होगा. बट ये
Okay.
द बैक ऑफ माई माइंड मेरे को पता था कि फाइनली बिजनेस ही करना है. बट आई वॉन्टेड टू सी ऑल द पोर्शंस ऑफ लाइफ. तो मैंने अपनी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन के बाद आई ट्राई टू गेट अ जॉब. आई गॉट अ जॉब एंड मैंने 2 साल
Mm-hmm.
जॉब भी करी. सो इट वॉज फेज ऑफ लाइफ. इट वॉज वेरी गुड. लुकिंग बैक मतलब लगता है कि इट वॉज या सो अमेजिंग दैट दोज इयर्स ऑफ माई लाइफ. उसके बाद देन आई जॉइन द बिजनेस. और वही जैसे सान्या ने कहा कि ये बस की नहीं है करना. सेम बड़ा मोनोटनस हो जाता है. देयर इज नो चैलेंज दैट यू हैव फॉर द डे.
Right.
तो वो बिजनेस के चैलेंजेस ना बड़े ऐसे लगते हैं यार कहाँ फंस गया. कुछ तो चाहिए नया करने.
Right.
एंड मतलब जो इनिशियल था ना थॉट व्हाट ग्रेजुएशन के टाइम पे या उस पे तो कोई बहुत ज्यादा मोटिवेटेड नहीं था मैं कुछ भी करने के लिए. इट वाज लाइक कि ऐश करनी है अभी तो. जब बिजनेस का टाइम आया
Mm-hmm.
तो करना ही है. तो इट वाज लाइक
Right.
मस्ती करो. जब काम का टाइम आएगा तब काम करेंगे. तो अब
Hmm.
फिर
Okay.
our buckles are tight and doing as much as we can and even more. Let's see.
Okay. Okay. So Tasani, now tell me like how did this thing start?
So then after that we both were like ये हम दोनों की बस की नहीं है ये करना और अब इसमें इतना हम घुस ही गए हैं तो मतलब इसी में कुछ आगे कर लेते हैं. So since we
Right.
had like we had our own channel petrol pumps in and around and we also had contacts not to deny that. We
Mm-hmm.
thought let's start with something and then we thought कि why not cater to the smaller segment also and जब हमारे contacts है तो उनको आगे भी use करते हैं. तो हमने अपना खुद का लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम बनाया जिससे हमारी कैश सेल भी बढ़ेगी और हमारे पास रिपीट कस्टमर भी आएगा. तो पहले तो हमने अपने पे ट्रायल करा पर जब हमारे से वो थोड़ा सक्सेस हुआ तो हमने कहा व्हाई नॉट मेक इट इनटू अ बिजनेस मॉडल एंड व्हाई नॉट
Mm-hmm.
commercially do it as well. So then we extended it to all our other partners and we got them on the Humsafar platform. That's how
Okay.
Humsafar
Okay.
started.
That's nice.
Mm.
That's nice. That's quite a story on this part, I would say. Okay. So on the very first part, when I talk about your both of your journeys, so let's talk about Sanya first. Sanya, as you said, that you've been a creative person and everything, and you want to do a restaurant and not the petrol business. So I mean, कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ आपके साथ कि यार व्हाट इज द क्रिएटिव एस्पेक्ट दैट आई कैन पुट इनटू दिस बिजनेस एंड हाउ आई कैन मेक दिस मोर क्रिएटिव इन टर्म्स बिकॉज यू डिड ऑल ऑफ योर एजुकेशन देयर एंड in the masters and everything, although it was in the creative side, but then again coming back to the business. So anywhere you didn't think of matching those them both of them together?
Yeah, so right now, even in this business, like once we started Humsafar, so we did need a lot of creativity. We needed how our
Mm-hmm.
logo should look, how our brand should be portrayed, what colors we need for the brand, how our brochure should be designed, how the
Mm-hmm.
app should look. So all the designing aspect
Mm-hmm.
was, I was looking after it, and I was like a super perfectionist. Everyone used to get irritated also with me कि यार एक लाइन तो इधर से उधर है. मैंने कहा नहीं, it really catches my eye and irritates me कि इसको भी ठीक होना चाहिए, पूरा सीधा होना चाहिए, ढंग से होना चाहिए. So but like
हाँ
even
जी.
I'm happy that from the retail outlet to Humsafar at least I could use my creativity and even my passion was coming into play because I am a creative person. I like to experiment with things and maybe like perfect it how they look. So Bhaiya handles the functionality or the back end technical aspect and I look at the front end part of the bit.
Okay, 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 okay. I get it. And talking about you, Mayank, just as you said that you were undirectional initially and coming down into the business. So the question that I have for you, first of all, didn't anyone tell you initially कि यार masters कर ली है, घर का business है, why don't you join the home business? Because सारी पढ़ाई लिखाई तो कर ली है, तो job क्यों करनी है? ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ आपके साथ?
ऐसा हुआ था सार्थक. व्हाट हैपेंड वाज कि मेरी ना कॉलेज प्लेसमेंट नहीं लगी थी. आई गॉट अ प्लेसमेंट आफ्टर 2 or 3 months. तो उन 2-3 महीने में आई डिड जॉइन द बिजनेस. और
Okay.
लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम का कुछ सोचा था शुरू करने का. बट एज सून एज आई गॉट दैट जॉब ऑफर ना तो आई पैक
Mm-hmm.
माई बैग्स. मैंने कहा 1 साल के लिए मुझे छोड़ दो. मैं जॉब करूंगा एंड आई डोंट वांट टू बी इन्वॉल्व इन बिजनेस. ये तो पूरी उम्र करना है. सो 1 साल के लिए आई वांटेड टू सी हाउ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एन एमएनसी वुड वर्क. एंड एक्चुअली ना उसका एक रिपरकशन है, जो हम स्टार्टअप के अंदर ना कई सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं जो एक नॉर्मल बनिए की दुकान है जैसे पेट्रोल पंप, तो कई सारी
हाँ,
चीजें जो हमें इसके अंदर इनपुट करनी पड़ती हैं. अब वी हैव समवन फ्रॉम दी ओएमसी, वेरी एट अ वेरी
राइट,
एक्स ईडी है, तो उनके
राइट,
जो इनसाइट्स होते हैं ना फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एज अ होल, दोज आर
राइट,
commendable यार. मतलब हम लोग ना सोच भी नहीं सकते, एंड दीज थिंग्स
Hmm.
आर सो मच रिक्वायर्ड ना कि टेक इट टू एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेवल. मतलब हम बनिए की दुकान ना बनिए
हम्म,
की दुकान ही रह जाती है अगर कोई ऐसी इनसाइट ना हो कि हाउ टू, you know, if you want to expand to pan India ना, there has to be a different
Corporate.
aspect of
राइट,
कल्चर ही
राइट, राइट,
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का बदलना पड़ता है. सो एक वो भी देखा था, एंड ऐश भी बहुत ज्यादा होती थी, तो इट वाज अ लाइक अ 9 to 5 जॉब. उसके बाद यू आर फ्री, गो टू पब्स, गो टू वेयरएवर यू वांट.
हम्म,
तो घर से भी छुट्टी होती थी, लड़का काम करके आ रहा है, ऐश करने दो. उसके बाद फिर बिजनेस में पकड़ने लग गए.
राइट, 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 राइट. तो मुझे यहाँ पे दूसरा क्वेश्चन जो आपके लिए आता है मयंक कि what was the mindset that when you left the job and started this with Sanya? So what was the mindset then? कि यार मैं नौकरी छोड़ रहा हूँ. मतलब looking at you guys, since business was there, I don't think so monetary security का issue रहा होगा आपको at that point. But if still, I'm asking, did you consider that or not, or what else were the thought processes that went through your mind when you were leaving the job?
नहीं यार, आई तो यूज टू टेक पॉकेट मनी इवन व्हेन आई वाज अर्निंग अ सैलरी, तो मनी वाज
Why?
नॉट द पोर्शन. तो
I'm sorry, but why?
यार कभी भी ना घर पे पैसे लेना छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए, वो तो यार तुम्हारे लिए असाइंड होता है ना. तो उसमें तो क्या होता था, जैसे आई वाज अर्निंग 50K और मुझे घर से भी कुछ मिल रहा है, तो मेरी अय्याशी ज्यादा हो जाएगी, ऐश ज्यादा कर लूंगा, दो बार पब ज्यादा चला जाऊंगा, तो व्हाई लीव दैट. तो घर से भी देता था,
Right,
सैलरी भी
Right.
अलग होती थी. तो मम्मी पापा को भी पता नहीं चलना चाहिए कि लड़का डिपेंडेंट सेल्फ मतलब इंडिपेंडेंट हो गया.
Independent.
डिपेंडेंट
अच्छा.
रहना, हाँ डिपेंडेंट है हमारे पे. उनको यार एहसास रहना चाहिए ना कि है कोई. वो नहीं.
Right, right. Right, I get it. So, okay, so this was one part when you decided this. But my next question that comes here is, Sanya, probably you didn't do a job, right? And you came after the masters and third time जब आप petrol में बैठ लिया, and this was the probably the time when you both mutually decided to do the business. So the question that comes here is that you guys definitely know each other from your childhood days and everything for
Hmm.
that matter. But ऐसा कभी किसी ने नहीं बोला कि यार रिलेशनशिप एक चीज होती है, धंधा एक चीज होता है, उसको अलग रखना जरूरी
नहीं
होता है, वो
यार.
हर कोई बोलता है, बट हाँ जी, सो आई मीन वो किसी ने नहीं बताया कि यार दिस माइट गो रॉन्ग और कुछ गलत हो गया तब क्या होगा, दिस बिकॉज सिंस यू गाइस आर कजन, सो इट्स पूरी फैमिली इन्वॉल्व हो जाती है, एंड कितना भी आप बोल लो, बट if business goes down, some of the effects are seen on the personal life as well. So ऐसा कुछ mindset या ऐसी कुछ thought process आप दोनों के साथ ऐसा कुछ discussion नहीं हुआ?
Yeah, honestly, I'll tell you one thing. We're not related by
हम्म,
blood. We are family by relation. As in, like, हमारे में कोई खून का रिश्ता नहीं है ऐसे, but we call each other as family because we share that bond. And there is a lot
okay.
of like love, trust, and that kind of a feeling between us. So that's how we are family. And even if you say we're thicker than blood. So, and we've had business, like our fathers have had business, our grandfathers have had business. So, never in our, I
हम्म,
don't think of wildest dreams also we could ever think, this relation could get affected by any business going up and down. See, up and down is a part of business and there is nothing that you can do about it. But
right.
those relations have to be valued more than the money that you're earning. Money aayega jayega, that's okay, but we
हम्म,
we are of the idea that we have mutual trust and love and respect, and that plays a major
हम्म.
role.
That's completely
Hmm.
understandable. But there are still times in businesses when what happens is like for any reason, it could be even a pettiest to the pettiest issue. This may kabhi jabhi there are ego clashes between the partners, and something happens because of a lot of businesses have gone down. I mean, it's not a uncommon story in India to hear, right? So still, malab, you guys have been very clear on that front. And if since you guys have been clear, so is there any communication mechanism with that you guys have in your company or maybe as partners that you follow so that everything is on the right stature, I
Yeah,
would say.
Sarthak, it has been built in our values and systems. पता है what
Okay.
happens is कि you make money from a business, you
Hmm.
spend it.
Right.
यार उसी business में अगर वो पैसा खो भी दिया तो what is the problem in that? मतलब पापा का, अंकल का, इन सबका ना बड़ा क्लियर फंडा रहा है कि जहाँ से कमाया था
Hmm.
वहाँ पे नुकसान जरूर लगेगा. सो रादर देन क्रिबिंग अबाउट इट, लेट्स ट्राई एंड डू समथिंग कि जहाँ से और ज्यादा मिले. सो बिजनेस मेंटालिटी ना, पार्टनरशिप डोंट वर्क लाइक कि व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज वो बड़ी शॉर्ट टर्म रहती हैं. इफ अगर
Hmm.
नुकसान का डर हो तो बंदा काम ही नहीं कर सकता.
Right. Right.
तो
Right. Right.
अगर
Right.
हमने 100 कमाए हैं, 110 भी चले गए ना, कोई गम नहीं है. बट ये जरूर रहना चाहिए कि हमने ट्राई किया था. एक ट्रायल नहीं करा एंड बाद में ये सोचना कि यार उसने ये करा, मैं करता तो मैंने भी सोचा था पर मैं करा नहीं. तो वो वाला मजाक नहीं
Hmm.
चाहिए. एंड वी आर वेरी क्लियर अबाउट इट. मनी का तो एस्पेक्ट है ना, इज द बॉटम लाइन इन दैट केस. मतलब हम लोगों को जो करना है ना, वी डू इट फर्स्ट एंड देन थिंक अबाउट द मनी पार्ट. और हम लोगों को अगर ये सोचे ना कि इतने पैसे लगाएंगे तो इतना निकालना है, तो हम कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएंगे.
Hmm.
इट हैज टू बी गो अहेड एंड देन थिंक अबाउट इट फॉर अस.
Okay. 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 I get it. So nice. अच्छा तो अब मैं पहले एक चीज कंफर्म कर लेता हूँ इससे पहले मैं गलत हो रहा हूँ. You guys are like cousins तो हो ना आप लोग? और ये there's
आपका
a different story
डेफिनेशन
how
क्या
you
होता
guys
है? आपका डेफिनेशन
यार
क्या है कजन्स का?
चाचा मामा ताऊ का बेटा is the cousin यार in India. That's how I
वी
know
आर
and that's what
थिकर
I've
देन
been taught
ब्लड.
since my.
वी आर थिकर देन ब्लड.
So
अब आप ऐसे
if
ले लो.
that is the story then नहीं, if that is the story then my another question that arises is that what is the story behind you guys meeting together? तो मेरे को वो जानना होगा उसके बाद.
भैया बताएंगे.
यार
अच्छा तुम प्लीज मैम टेल मी.
मी एंड मतलब मेरे फादर और सान्या के फादर दोनों दे वर इन बिजनेस फ्रॉम आई कैन डोंट नो 40-45 years से वो देर इन द सेम बिजनेस. तो वी
ओके.
मीट इन ऑल द गैदरिंग. मतलब अंकल भी, हम सब कहीं जाते थे तो वी वर टुगेदर. तो वी यूज टू मीट. मतलब हम लोग तो बचपन से एक दूसरे को जानते ही हैं. सान्या के नंबर अच्छे आते तो मेरे को गाली पड़ती थी.
कि
Basically,
तुमसे
like
छोटी
our
बच्ची ने
fathers are
इतना.
brothers, so we
राइट.
we are like family in that way.
Okay, okay. Now that gives me more clarity.
Hmm.
ठीक है. और up to this point, I was actually thinking like चाचा मामा ताऊ के बड़े छोटे भाई बहन something like that.
नहीं, हमारा जो थर्ड पार्टनर है वो भी हमारा ऐसी है, मतलब ऐसी थिकर देन ब्लड रिलेशन है हमारा भी उनके
हाँ,
साथ.
यार है चाचा चाची.
हाँ.
Okay, okay, okay. I get it. ठीक है. So moving on, Sanya, like if I'm not wrong, you went for your masters abroad, right?
Yeah.
Right. So अब मुझे यहाँ से आपसे पूछना like there's a very different corporate culture that exists in abroad when we look at it, and somehow the way they teach and they preach and the internships and the job factor that happens in abroad inculcates a very different sense of responsibility and actions in any Indian who goes out to study. Am I right?
Yeah, I have not done any internship in my life. I have not done any job in my life because my dad is
Okay.
very overprotective about me. So
Okay.
I was like कि बस जाओ पढ़ो मजे करो अच्छा डिग्री विग्री कमाओ एजुकेशन करो और वापस घर आ जाओ.
तो चलो ठीक
And
है, even if that happened, but I would say somewhere you would have looked at the corporate culture कि वहाँ पे like समझ आ जाता है ना. अब जैसे कि मैं इंडिया की बात करूंगा, मुझे इंडिया का कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर लोगों को देख के भी समझ में आता है कि भाई चाय सुट्टा इज द डेली थिंग यहाँ का, राइट, कॉर्पोरेट में.
वहाँ पे भी
सो
ऐसे होता था जैसे
वैसे ही
हमारी
आई.
क्लासेस में ऐसे होता था. वेरी पर्टिकुलर इफ क्लासेस
हाँ.
9 to 5 मींस 9 to 5. ये नहीं है कि तुम पूरी रात बैठ के क्लास अटेंड कर रहे हो. लाइक यहाँ पे तो काम करना है तो यू डोंट हैव एनी फिक्स्ड वर्किंग आवर्स और एनीथिंग. वहाँ पे इज वेरी परफेक्ट एंड
हम्म.
आफ्टर एवरी 1.5 hour it's a mandatory 15-hour break. So, they really give importance to your personal life and personal space. And people don't judge you if you're going out, smoking, drinking. They don't really care. Like, that is what is you, and they don't define you according to your smoking, drinking habits.
Right. No, that is completely fine. The major thing that I want to ask is, you know, that every country has its own culture, be it the country culture or be it the corporate culture. So as you guys mentioned to us that there was this point where some senior executives came to your company and they told you about the organizational structure, and that is what taught you a lot, right?
Right.
So what I want to ask, I'm trying to link both of them together, your abroad study and this part, that when you came in and started the startup and you were a part of this, so wasn't there anything in terms of organizational structuring of the company that you inherited from abroad and you tried to implement in your company?
So maybe I would say, like, we were never the ones who would be like, I'm the boss, you're my employee. We've always had a very friendly relation with everyone in our team. And we don't,
Mm-hmm.
like this key if yes sir, no sir, yes boss, no boss. So it's just been a very friendly atmosphere. You can come and, talk about your personal life also to us. You can, have any, if you have any issues, you can uh, address to us whatever, like, just be like a very open person, and not in just terms in work also, but yeah, as in a personal sphere as well, I would say that. Yeah.
Right. And Mayank, if I ask you, did anywhere, I mean, look, I'm on your part also, like since you came out of a job culture and you know how this thing works. So, matlab, my major question that arises, like, why was it that to organizational structure where you had to bring in the advisor, and what was that small nitty-gritty that you guys probably missed? And Mayank, you also coming out from a job culture, what was it that you missed just by pinpointing it, and just give us you became even better for the organization?
Uh, जब retailing was the only thing we were doing ना, तो what I missed
Mm-hmm.
was कि the people at a retail outlet and accounts का भी या कुछ भी कहूँ ना, they were not that motivated to grow. मतलब जॉब
Mm-hmm.
कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर के अंदर व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि देयर इज अ कंपटीशन इन्वॉल्व, मतलब तुम्हारे साथ वाला आउट परफॉर्म कर रहा है, सो ही वुड गेट अ बेटर हाइक एंड एवरीथिंग. सो if I talk about a retail outlet, the number of people are limited, तो dependability होती है ना. An MNC has so many verticals
Mm-hmm.
they have to look at, so they have so many people, and cross verticals भी there are placements, so उनको एक opportunity भी मिलती थी, and we were
Mhm,
lacking over that over here in the retail outlet business. तो ना एक internal motivation होता है ना लोगों का कि हम लोगों को out perform करना है, we have to give them numbers so that they would increase the pay. Even if I was willing to increase the pay, the numbers would not have inculcated in their job. So एक
right.
mechanism वो वाला था ना, that was missing. But in this venture, Humsafar venture, so this is something that is there. And to say
Okay.
कि ये करना है and to literally do it, it is an altogether different thing यार. मतलब I know कि how the hierarchy should be, one person should be reporting to not more than two people और ये सब चीजें ना, but when you get down and get your hands dirty ना, तो this is totally at a different league.
Right.
So the
Right.
advisory portion is, I would say, very necessary. मतलब अगर हम लोगों को अपना
Mhm,
expand करना है जिस हिसाब से we are planning to, so
mhm,
inputs are something, मतलब जो हम लोगों को skip करें, मतलब बहुत स्मूथली आगे लेके जाएंगे. मतलब ये 6 महीने ज़्यादा फास्ट कर देंगे हमको एटलीस्ट, बिकॉज ही
right.
नेक्स्ट ईडी रिटेल ना, तो his perspective of having to manage an organization with, I don't know, more than
Yeah.
5,000 6,000 people, वो कैसे मैनेज करना है उन लोगों को, हाउ, एक वो होती है ना कैरेट एंड स्टिक स्ट्रैटेजी, ही नोज दैट वेरी
Mhm,
वेल. मैं तो उसके लिए एक तरह से, मतलब वो हो जाता है ना कि हाउ, व्हेन यू नीड टू थ्रो अ कैरेट एंड व्हेन यू नीड टू पंच अ स्टिक. सो वो एक ना यार, व्हेन यू आर डूइंग समथिंग फॉर सो मेनी इयर्स ना, you get that in your uh, uh, that is inculcated in your attitude. So उनका attitude to
mhm,
getting this to an organization, it is most essential.
right.
they
Right.
they
Right.
also help us like become more systematic and organized, and basically like in a more directional way.
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm,
Directional ना वो उसी तरह से जाता है, तो that has to be there.
Hmm.
right. Right. Okay. Picking a point from this very part that you told us right now, Mayank, that एक motivation to grow was missing, right? And I want to connect this specific part with a generation gap. Now how I'm doing that, first I'll tell you. So यार एक चीज होती है that our ancestors, be it our fathers, forefathers, or anyone of that sort, they set up a business, and many times we as the newer generation, younger generation, take the business forward. We are coming up with new ideas altogether, and sometimes because of the generation gap, they tend to ignore the ideas. Just for example, let's say you come up and tell them ki boss, we need to spend on digital marketing, and let's say you put up a budget of 1 crore, that we need to get some films made and this falana dhimkana and sab kuch hona hai. And they're like, no, why do we need digital marketing? Because we have store set up, we have uh, BTL marketing already happening, hoardings and sab kuch, and you people will get to know. But then you have a different mindset and a different strategy behind the digital marketing altogether. So there's a generation gap that tends to happen. So आप लोगों के साथ ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि उन्होंने आपको क्वेश्चन किया हो कि यार this is what you want to do and why do you want to do this, and because of generation gap they're not able to understand कि यार this is the thing. So जब आपने शुरू भी किया तो were they convinced enough कि यार ठीक है, go ahead, do it and everything of that sort?
सार्थक हमारे साथ नहीं होता है, बट ना इट इज टोटली ऑपोजिट. वो कहते हैं करना और हम दोनों चिंदी हैं, हम दोनों कहते हैं कि रहने देते हैं. सो मतलब सबका एटीट्यूड है ना, जैसे अंकल का है, चाचू का है, पापा का है
Right.
यार. मतलब एंटरप्रेन्योर यार, उनको ना कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि अगर थोड़े बहुत पैसे खर्च हो जाए तो. मैं और सानिया
Mm-hmm.
थोड़े से चिंदी हैं. हम लोगों को लगता है हमें
Right.
पैसे प्यारे हैं कि इतना खर्चा नहीं करना, थोड़ा करके देखते हैं, अच्छा हुआ काम करा तो और करेंगे. बट
Right.
ऐसा नहीं है. मतलब वट एवर वी, मतलब हम उनके पास कोई आइडिया लेके जाते हैं तो हम लोगों को दूसरी बार बोलने की जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ती. वो आधे आइडिया में ही बोल देते हैं कि तुम्हें करना है ना, तुम करके देख लो. तो आर एटीट्यूड, मतलब
Okay.
टोटल एटीट्यूड ऑफ आर होल ग्रुप इज लाइक कि इफ यू हैव अ थॉट, डू इट. मतलब तुम्हारे मन में कभी ये मलाल नहीं रहना चाहिए कि हमें कुछ करना था और हमने नहीं किया.
Right, 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 right,
हम लोगों
right.
के साथ तो उल्टा है, वो कहते हैं कि करो और हम कहते हैं कि रुक जाओ.
Absolutely.
Susanna, is there anything that you would want to add to this?
So yeah, when we started business, and like when we thought about starting it, more than us, our dads were more excited, and they wanted to jump to this more than us. And I think over the time also they've been more interested and enthusiastic about this than us. And thankfully, and by God's grace, we've never heard a no from their mouth. Like it's more of us saying no to things rather than they saying no to us.
Okay, okay, okay. I get it. So I mean, जैसे मयंक ने बताया that your parents and everyone, they allow you to spend, but you are the ones who goes on chindi like भाई नहीं करना बचाना है, नहीं करना बचाना and all that stuff.
हाँ, लाइक वी विल बी लाइक कि नहीं थोड़ा पैसे बचा लो, मतलब इतना खर्चा मत करो. एंड वी आर ऑफ दोस कैटेगरी हु विल बी लाइक थोड़ा थोड़ा आराम से खर्चा करो, एंड दे विल बी लाइक तुम चुप रहो, ऐसे नहीं होता है, इतना खर्चा करोगे तो आएगा, एंड ऑल दोस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स.
Okay, so
हम
यहाँ पे
कंजूस हैं.
my हाँ, so this is question that arises that I mean, there's a reason for everything. That's how I take life, and how I go about in life. That whatever happens is there's a reason. Even if I am something by nature that has been developed because of a reason, right?
राइट.
So अगर आप लोग कंजूस बोलते हो खुद को, so what is the reason according to you? Because the way I am looking at it right now is that your parents gave you an open hand कि भाई ठीक है, ये
या.
करना है, ये करो, ये करना है, वो करो. So what is that you would say कि भाई इस रीजन की वजह से हम लोग कंजूस हैं? Like I want you to go back in time, connect those dots and tell me.
यार हम लोग
यार
अपने से कंफ्यूज नहीं है.
आप बोलो बोलो भैया बोलो.
हाँ, मतलब इट इज नॉट कि हम लोग बाय नेचर कंजूस हैं.
हाँ हाँ.
हम लोग वी आर अ लिटिल ऑन द सेफर साइड. मतलब हमें अगर कुछ करना है तो वी वांट टू डू इट स्मॉल एंड देन एक्सपैंड टू बिग. बट
अच्छा.
थोड़ा सा व्यू जो रहता है ना, वो ये कि स्टार्ट विद बिगर, मतलब जितना हमारी सोच है उससे थोड़ा सा बिगर,
हम्म.
एंड देन एक्सपैंड. तो बस वही थोड़ा सा वो रहता है. मतलब इट्स नॉट कि हम लोग आइडिया नहीं प्रेजेंट करते या फिर हम लोग बिल्कुल ये कह देते हैं कि 10 लाख रुपए खर्च करने हैं और बस कर दो. मतलब अगर हम 10 बोलते हैं तो वो बोलते हैं 25 करो. तो हम कहते हैं नहीं 10 में हो जाएगा काम, करके देखने दो। तो इट इज लाइक दैट, मतलब हम लोग कंजूस वैसे नहीं है यार, नेचर से कंजूस।
मतलब हमें लगता है कोई आइडिया है ना तो उसके बारे में रिसर्च करो, देखो,
हाँ,
इधर-उधर अंडरस्टैंड करो एंड देन गो इन फॉर इट।
राइट।
और उनके दिमाग में आज आइडिया आ गया तो आज ही कर दो, मतलब तुम टाइम मत लगाओ इसको करने में।
अच्छा, अच्छा,
So
अच्छा.
basically like that.
Okay, 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 okay. I get it. ठीक है. So my next question that arises is that since you already told us that सान्या आप वहाँ से करके आए वॉर्विक से एंड sorry वॉरिक से करके आए थे and Mayank you also did your job and everything. So when you start a new business, right? Funds चाहिए होते हैं, हर किसी को चाहिए होते हैं और there then otherwise there are some other tactics that are put into to create that business from zero if you have zero funds. But since the kind of business that you are into right now, I don't think so. I can definitely be wrong, but I don't think so कि that business can be started with zero funds. So, what was your initial investment and how did you get that investment? कहाँ से लेकर आए, कैसे manage किया, and then how did you know, start putting it in? So, tell me more about it.
सान्या।
आप बताओ।
अच्छा। तो, जो सार्थक हमने इनिशियली किया था ना, दैट कस्टमर लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम, सो
हाँ जी,
ना हमारा फंड्स का थोड़ा सा आना शुरू हो गया था, लाइक वी वर चार्जिंग अ लिटिल फी जो कस्टमर
हाँ
मैनेज
जी,
ये थी। तो
right.
ऑल द रिटेल आउटलेट्स हमारे खुद के भी एंड आवर पार्टनर रिटेल आउटलेट्स, तो दैट वाज
Mm-hmm.
सम स्टार्ट फॉर द अर्निंग पार्ट। एंड जब हमने डीजल डोर डिलीवरी के लिए शुरू किया, तो वी वर
Right,
ऑलरेडी इनटू द सप्लाइंग पार्ट, मतलब हमारे पास जो बेचने का बेस था ना, वो दैट वाज ऑलरेडी देयर। इट वाज मोर ऑफ अ शिफ्ट फ्रॉम द अनकन्वेंशनल पार्ट टू द टोटली लीगल एंड कन्वेंशनल पार्ट। तो
right,
सो वी मूव टू दैट। तो हमारे पास द मेजर रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर एनी बिजनेस इज की वेयर डू यू सेल द प्रोडक्ट, सो वी हैड दैट। तो द बेसिक जो हमारा खर्चा हुआ था वो दैट वाज की अ शिफ्ट फ्रॉम द ओल्डर व्हीकल्स टू द न्यूअर व्हीकल्स। एंड देन मतलब हमारे उसके अंदर हमने वी स्टार्टेड, मतलब जब हमने स्टार्ट किया तो वी डिडंट चार्ज एनीथिंग फॉर द सप्लाई सप्लाईज दैट वी वर डूइंग। तो
right.
द चैनल पार्टनर्स, मतलब हमारे खुद के पंप्स और दूसरे पंप्स, दे वर सपोर्टिव, क्योंकि डीजल का जो कमीशन था उसमें दे
Mm-hmm.
मैनेज दैट एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द सप्लाईज वर बल्क, तो एक एडिशनल रेवेन्यू उनको भी मिलता था एंड वी चार्ज समथिंग फ्रॉम देम। मतलब उन्होंने हमें भी, मतलब हमारी कंपनी को सपोर्ट करने के लिए दे इवन शेयर देयर रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम द सेल्स। तो
Right.
विदाउट बर्डनिंग द कस्टमर हमने मैनेज किया। एंड now we started this Bowser fabrication stuff. So we are getting channel partners pan India, and
Mm-hmm.
another revenue stream ये हमारी बन गई। So we charge for the fabrication part, and ये एक separate stream हो गई हमारी apart from diesel
Mm-hmm.
delivery। तो हम इससे क्या है, we will मतलब हम लोगों को एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल जाएगी पैन इंडिया प्रेजेंस की भी, एंड थोड़ा बहुत रेवेन्यू स्ट्रीम भी आ जाता है टू कीप द फंक्शनिंग गोइंग। एंड उसके अलावा
Right.
सो बीइंग कनेक्टेड टू दिस डीजल बिजनेस फॉर लॉन्ग, तो हम लोगों को सपोर्ट तो काफी है बीइंग बूटस्ट्रैप।
Right.
एंड इफ व्हेन गोइंग पैन इंडिया, तो व्हाटएवर वी वुड रिक्वायर, वी वुड डेफिनेटली लुक आउट फॉर फंडिंग आल्सो। मतलब अगर हमें एकदम से प्लान चाहिए होगा तो विल
Mm-hmm.
हेड एंड फॉर दैट आल्सो।
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. And Sanya, what would you like to add to this?
No, whatever he said is the same thing.
Okay, okay, okay. I get it. ठीक है. So that is one thing, and that is the ways that you guys are generating revenue and the different revenue streams that you have. But even when a startup happens, that you need to manage the revenue and the money management thing. So what are your money management schemes that you follow inside the company and for yourselves and for the growth of the startup?
So pre-COVID, we were a very small group. Now post, मतलब during the COVID time also, हमने we
Uh-huh.
recruited a lot of territory managers in pan India. मतलब we have a manager in territory manager for Karnataka and for Gujarat, for Rajasthan. So we are spreading across the wings across, and we've assigned them for the fabrication purpose and for the business that we first were into, the diesel door delivery. So
Mm-hmm.
for the management part, they're given targets to justify what their remuneration and support that the company would require in the near future. And
Mm-hmm.
quite frankly, up till now, they've been doing more than what we expected. So it has been a good journey, by God's grace, I must say. So in the next 6 months, we are planning to be present in every state in the country, at least a little dot
Wow.
in every state. So these managers are so very proactive, and their working hours are, they don't have any working hours. They work tirelessly to complete our vision and their vision also. Now this is a family that they're into, and they're doing their best to spread our wings across. And currently, yeah, I can say the response has been very good. So the finance management of finance part is not that big a challenge right now. Might be
Mm-hmm.
after 6 months, when we're all present. So we might need some uh, huge input of funds. So we'll look out for that. Something.
Okay. Okay. Sana, what would you like to add to this?
Yeah, in terms of money management, we've been very blessed. Maybe you could say that we've never faced the crunch as of now. We have the
Mm-hmm.
support of our fathers, and yeah, so that has led us till here. But in future
Mm-hmm.
expansion, like the vision that we have, obviously it would be
Mm-hmm.
difficult to, put in your own money at some point of time. So you do have to look out for investors at that point of time.
Okay. 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 I get it. Okay. So, with that said, since none of you have matlab, you guys just sat in the business earlier, right? But I wouldn't say that you literally ran the business earlier. But so, what I want to ask is that have you faced any HR issues in your stuff? And if you have, like, what are the issues that you faced? Like, it could be HR. That's what I'm just saying. But if I talk about the struggles, what have been your biggest struggle in running the business? And how did you deal with it? And how did you overcome it? And what did it teach you? I mean, it could be HR or anything. HR, software, finance, hiring, firing, anything for that sort.
Uh, Internally to the company, I don't think we have any issue as for now. So we are very the people that are given targets, they are able to achieve them. Some who have not been able to, we've given them time, we've given them opportunities to do that. So the major roadblocks for us are majorly this being a protected product, like it is governed by PESO, it is governed by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So all these
Mm-hmm.
new guidelines that are there, so those are a little roadblocks that are there. But yeah, they're also not that big a barrier. So we do need to take care of them, and it is pretty much required for the safety part also. But yes, considering saying that fabrication, when it started, we started in 2019, and up now in the mid of 2020, the whole process has changed a lot. So it would change for another 6 months a lot, then might be it could be stabilized. So this being a new initiative altogether, there are daily guidelines changing, new initiatives are being run. There's also talks of introducing petrol and CNG into the diesel door delivery segment. So these are the little the daily changings are something which are not letting us business stabilize. But yes, we are growing even more because of these.
Okay. 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 Sanya, anything from
Yeah,
your side?
I would just say like how Bhaiya ended. I would just say the same that rather than treating them as roadblocks, we would say that they're learning milestones for us. We always learn from any small issue to a big issue. It's more than an issue. It's just like how we learn and grow further. So we always have taken it as a learning step. That's it.
Right. 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 I get it. So, talking about the issues only, like if I go ahead, have you guys faced any huge failure in this part of in the small 1 year journey of the startup as of now? And if yes, what was that failure and how did you deal with it?
I don't think we would say any failure as such. What do you think, Bhaiya?
No failure as such. Uh, so the market that this is it is totally governed. So
Right.
there are no scopes of failure, I must say.
So, there is nothing that we can experiment a lot more than, in terms of, creative aspect. There is one set of rules that you need to follow for Bowser fabrication. There is one set of rules that you need to follow for door delivery of diesel. So you have to do those things. There is no, if and buts in that. So it's not there is nothing
Mm-hmm.
such, that you could like really experiment, but like little things that you experiment in terms of app, website, or any digital creation content or anything like that. Yeah, it wouldn't be a failure. It's just a hit and trial method. You never know how good or bad a person is until you start working with them, right? So it's very person to person. There might be things that I like or might be I don't like, but the other person likes and don't like. So these are very personal things and it's very opinionated. So no
Mm-hmm.
failures as such.
Right. Okay. So my next question to you guys is that Mayank, you came out of the job, and Sanya, you started this business after the college part. So there's a feeling that, when the first transaction happens, that, okay, this thing has happened, I can make this work. So since as you told us that right now, majorly you've been catering to B2C and you'll be moving forward towards the B2B section as well. And so what was that feeling when your first transaction as B2C happened and the first customer placed the order to, I want the diesel at my place. What went through your guys?
Sanya?
I think I'm yet to get that sense of accomplishment, or maybe like that. Maybe I set
Okay,
too high, or maybe I
Hopes are
expect a
high.
little too much about everything. So I think I'm yet to get there.
okay. And what about you, Mayank?
I would say the same. The wow factor is yet to be there. So for me and Sanya to be like, yeah, we did something. So there's always something
So,
more that we can do, and the
mhm.
milestones keep on going up and up. So the moment we are satisfied, I think both of us would be the laggers in the company. So it's better
Right.
don't have the wow factor until
Mhm.
yeah.
Right. So, like, define this wow factor for me because that way I can also learn, and probably our listeners can also learn. Ki even though you guys are delivering and everything is happening, so what is that you are actually striving for? What is that piece which is missing in your opinion, which you guys are lurking behind? What is that wow factor?
I guess the wow factor would be uh, recognition from a customer that he was satisfied, and my brand being home name, a common name. Humsafar being
Mhm.
uh, in on the mouth of everyone. Like we want to be the Swiggy of diesel delivery. That would be the wow factor.
Okay. So, Sanya, what do you have to add on to this thing?
Yeah, I think we maybe we think too high about ourselves, or we've set the goal too high. I think
Mhm.
that's what we want to be a household name, as in like for food delivery you would think Zomato, Swiggy. तो अब कोई
Mhm.
डीजल डिलीवरी सोचे वो सिर्फ सोचे हम सफर तो मे बी आई थिंक
Nice.
दैट्स अबाउट इट एंड जो भी थोड़ी बहुत हमारे आप अंदर के हिकअप्स है वी वुड वांट कि वो सब परफेक्ट हो और हम हाउस होल्ड नेम बन जाए डीजल एग्रीगेटर बन जाए हम पैन इंडिया किसी को डीजल चाहिए तो वो सिर्फ हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज करे मतलब हम सफर के अलावा वो डीजल के बारे में किसी और को सोचे ही ना
I mean, diesel is equal to Humsafa. That is what you're looking for, right?
या एब्सोल्युटली
Perfect. But with this, another question arises, which probably you both would be aware of. Ki in startup and in entrepreneurial journey, all sorts of highs are temporary, right? So let's say I set a benchmark for myself that I have to achieve this goal. That high would remain probably maximum for some minutes or maybe a day, but then there needs to be another goal. So that is where we say that goal setting is also important. So since you have already made those first transactions and you guys are moving on, so what do you have to think and what is your insight? Because there would be a day when this goal would be achieved. What would then be a bigger goal? Because तब भी आपको फिर ये लगेगा कि we need that another factor and then another factor. ऐसे तो it will become an endless cycle. Then what would be your mindset, and how then what would be your satisfactory point?
I think my short-term goal would be to feature in the Forbes for the 30 under 30, and this would be a rather long-term goal because, as we've said, we want to be a household name for diesel. I don't think that maybe in the next 2 years this could be there. It takes time to build a brand, and we are talking about pan India. We're not even talking about a small state or something. So it's going to
Right.
take time to reach there. So this could be like our long-term goal.
Okay. And Mayank, what do you have to add to this?
So setting up a goal is important. I agree to that, but setting a goal too high and feeling disheartened if it is not achieved is more, poisonous to the company. So we set goals that we can achieve, and even if we are unable to achieve them, we give ourselves more time. So
Mhm.
Rome was not built in a day, so neither would our company be. But yes, we will achieve what you are planning to, and it might take a month or two, even more. So we won't be disheartened. We have set our goals, how many liters we want to sell, and how many states we want to be present to, how many channel partners do we want. So we'll.
Mhm.
This is progressive. We'll have new goals once we achieve them, or even before we achieve them, and those would be set according to the capabilities that we think the company is currently running towards. So
Okay.
And it's not like,
Right.
we have very high goals. We have short goals also. We celebrate all our short goals.
yes,
बट जो
Mhm.
एक अंदर की शांति होती है ना, वो शांति तभी आएगी जब ये हमारे बड़ा वाला गोल मिल जाएगा. बट अदरवाइज वी आर वेरी दिस थिंग, वी सेलिब्रेट एवरी स्मॉल माइलस्टोन वी मीट एज वेल.
दस
Right. Right.
वी जस्ट नीड अ रीजन टू पार्टी.
यस
तो
यस यस तो हमारे 10 ब्राउज़र पे भी हुई थी, 15 पे भी हुई थी, 25
एब्सोल्युटली.
Okay. 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 Perfect. So my next question to you guys is that in every business, there are some instances uh, which leave an impact on you, which you know hit you very hard, emotionally, mentally, and in terms of business, maybe financially or something, and something just happens in those instances, and they leave a lifelong impact. So if I talk about your journey, what is that one instance? It could be comedic, it could be learning, it could be anything. One instance in your both perspectives which has a very long lasting impact on you.
Yeah, I think I have to just start it out. So there is not much I can really say that, I had a lasting experience. But all I think is there is a long learning road ahead, and everyone surrounding me is very, very, very learned. And like I need to like catch up on a lot, many more things. So, but every day is a learning experience for me.
Right, right, right. And Mayank,
I
do you have anything?
I would completely agree with that. Every day is a learning, and every thing that we learn, we have to follow that till we outlearn that. So not that life changing thing that hasn't happened yet, but yes, we have been criticized by our customers. We have been criticized by our channel partners. So we learn, and we going forward we amend that. That is a part and parcel. I can't say something that was life changing that has happened.
Okay.
So, and everything that has happened is life changing. So it is both sides.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, are you guys money minded?
Money minded as in what, which way do you mean?
Yes, it can be good and can be bad. If
Bad.
you say good,
So,
yes,
I very well know that this question is open to subjective and open to interpretation. Whichever things like how you define yourself in terms of money minded. Tell me that thing.
Yeah, honestly, with any money matter, I think I like to weigh all the pros and cons and see what I can do in this money. Could I do something better? Could I like get the same deal in a cheaper amount with the same quality of work? And I like to weigh the pros and cons of all the things that when I'm spending money. I don't like to, especially just blindly put in that money for no reason. And yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
had my own ups and downs. I have gone with companies, agencies who have not turned out to be worthwhile. So this is how
Mm-hmm.
you learn. But yeah, I like to weigh the pros and cons of like my decision to spend that kind of money and then go ahead with it.
Right. Mayank?
I'd say if you we are in this business for the money part, right? But considering the family as a whole, we are on the humanitarian touch also. We don't give that much priority to the money part. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we want things done, yes. But yes, in overall, we are here for the money. So you might say we are
Right.
that way, but
Right.
considering the welfare of the people around us and everything, we are very on the
Considerate to that.
humanitarian side, right?
So what talking about this humanitarian part, what is your family and what do you guys personally do? Where we
So
talk about that humanities, we're getting
uh,
help, right?
recently for COVID, I would say we distributed food packets to
Uh-huh.
and near the transport nagar, and wherever we could, the packets were made, and so was during the notbandi time also. I sure you remember, लोगों के पास हाईवेज के पास वो ड्राइवर्स के पास 500 के नोट होते थे, तो दे वर डिनाइड फूड एट ढाबा. So we did
Right.
langar thing also.
Wow.
And for the COVID thing, we have separated 10 lakh rupees as a separate fund अगर हमारे किसी employee को होता है. And if you need special care, we'll do that also. मतलब हम लोग employees first हैं.
Yeah, in terms
Right.
of like during the COVID, we didn't have so much work, but we never thought in our mind, we should lay someone off because, yeah, if that person has been with you when you needed him the most, and this is the time when he needs you the most, and if you fire him, he won't get a job easily looking at the time. So
So we took
Right.
yeah, we thought that why not just keep him? It's okay. Like as far as we can support him till whatever extent, we definitely would. So we didn't fire anybody, and we're absolutely very proud of it.
right. No firing, no salary cuts.
Nothing, zero.
Right. 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 Okay. Perfect. So, guys, I don't think so. There's much left that I would like to ask you guys, but before we end and everything happens, so there's one thing that I do ask. If you have to recommend to our listeners one of your business mantras, what would that be?
Business mantra.
Hanji.
I think every day is a learning day, and you should never let your pride and ego come in between that, and you should accept your mistakes and move forward. That's what I think.
Okay. Mayank?
Taking problems one at a time. Don't overburden yourself. So you might see yourself as an underachiever.
Hmm.
Okay.
Take a
That's
problem,
that's
solve it,
nice.
and then move to next. Don't take three at a time and end up not solving any three and see yourself as an underachiever. You have to
Hmm.
be good in your eyes first.
Okay, so just talking about this underachiever part and a small question. So, why do I feel that you have probably felt these things sometimes in your life, and that is where this tip is coming from? ऐसा कुछ है?
Higher, when you're managing so many people, it is the coordination part. It is quite overwhelming. Like you have to,
Mm-hmm.
when someone joins in, he's fresh. So unko in line karna and for he be to be able to be productive takes time. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to overburden. I don't have to overburden myself. मतलब ठीक है, it takes time. I have to understand and respect that, and I give that time to them. So
Mm-hmm.
initially I मतलब मेरे को लगता था कि बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है. But now I've made my peace with it. people take time to adjust, and ये मेरा थोड़ा adjustment time चल रहा है.
Okay. Okay, that's nice experience. Okay, so with that said, guys, before we end the podcast, this is a thing that we do. We ask our guests to recommend us another entrepreneur whom you think has a very inspirational journey, and you can talk to them about their journey on the show. So, whom would you recommend?
So I have a friend of mine, Akash Narayan Mittal. We were studying together in Warwick, and there
Mm-hmm.
are like three friends of them who started out their entrepreneurial journey. All of them are Warwick graduates, and they connect
Okay,
merchants with retail owners. Their business is called W Cube. So it would be nice to hear their journey as well.
okay, Dan and Mayank, who would you recommend?
I would recommend my childhood friend, Vibhu Jain. So he's into digital marketing, and he has so many insights. I'm
Okay.
sure he would be the one asking you questions in the middle of the interview.
let's let's see. I'll look forward to that in that case. Perfect. So, with that said, guys, we're at the end of the podcast, and so listeners, this was Sanya Goel and Mayank Agarwal with us, and they're running this company, Humsafar India, which is on the uh, spree of delivering diesel door to door and every other thing around it. And definitely, जो हर बार होता है मैं आधी चीजें भूल सकता हूँ, so I don't want to mess up the stuff there. And guys, do you have something for our listeners by any chance?
Uh,
Yeah, we have a coupon code for all the listeners. It's called Boss Hire 1000. If you're in,
Okay.
if you would like to have diesel delivered, you can download our app, Fuel Humsafar, and please use this code. You would get a special discount.
Perfect, 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 guys. So you have a coupon code. Another reason to download the app and get yourself the diesel delivered in this Corona times, because I don't think so कि हर किसी के घर वाले बाहर जाना prefer कर रहे होंगे diesel भरवाने के लिए. So you can have that done for yourself. And also to the business owners जिनके घर पे generators हैं, जिनकी factories में generators हैं, and all those things, you guys need diesel for every other stuff. Another opportunity for you to connect with them, get more diesel, keep your business running and going, right? So I don't think there's much left. All it's left that, guys, I want to thank you so much for taking out time from your schedule and coming on the show and giving us insight into how you've been running this business. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Sarthak,
you,
for
Sarthak.
having us.
Thank you, Sarthak.
Thank you, thank you. I hope that you're able to take back something insightful from this podcast and apply it in your life to be a better version of yourself and add to your Dhandho Ni Soch. If you know someone whom you think should feature on my podcast and has a very inspiring entrepreneurial journey, then do drop me a DM on my Instagram, SarthakVarshny. Sarthak Varshney. Yeah, that's me. I'm the founder of SV Clicks, and SV Clicks is the producer of this show. You can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn as well with the same name. If you're willing to listen to more of such unheard, inspiring stories of the entrepreneurs, then don't forget to follow us by pressing that follow button on your podcast screen. Thank you for being such an amazing audience. Keep learning, keep growing. We'll be back soon. See ya.